If storytelling, writing, drawing isn't really your thing, you're in good company because neither is Gintama. And after taking a little advice about fashion to the extreme, we've got a new craze that has been born, haven't we? But are we really expecting any less from Gintama? Yes, actually. It didn't go to such depths as we usually are, which could only mean one thing. We're in for a journey now. And if you paid attention to the preview, you may see why. But let's get started. Gintoki. Quite a good throw. Gained some height rather quickly. Okay. Hopefully that isn't seen as some hostile plane. Shot down before it reaches its message. I'm wondering why anyone would particularly have the name Fawny, but there are several potential reasons. Usually personality. I still love how serious and harmed the Shinsengumi look there, when in reality they're just a bunch of morons. Held together by, well, sellotape and, I guess, some sort of brotherhood. And this is what I wanted to avoid. Yes, he looks it. So now they are forced to babysit and turn him around into a valuable member of society. So he's been pushed around to everywhere else, nowhere to call home. Wonder why no one really wants him. That's why you don't complain about not having anything to do. He not even dress himself. You do what you're told to do. Of course. The thing is, can you really show him who's stronger here? He talks a big talk. Quite a fist bump. Well done. Can you use just police equipment like that as a warning? Chew down on this grenade. Do you think he got the message across? Ah, he held himself back. We've all had those moments where we're thinking, I wish I could do this. He held his tongue. Yeah, I don't think the Shinzagumi, especially not Toshiro, is capable of being a guidance counselor. Do you want one? They've really made it their home quite quickly, haven't they? Wow, the lunchtime routine has gotten a lot harsher. It's just rice. I can't remember his name. Yamazaki? Bit further to the left. I'm not sure I want my pockets full of slightly spiced meats. Now, he might not be able to reprimand him, but what about the other two? I see their discipline and structure is going well. How dare you touch the music on your own accord? That's fairly detailed use of the car lighter. Shit. Is this kind of general talk going to get really through to him, or is he going to need some more visual method of learning? Another moment of him going through the seppuku talk, but is this all still in his mind? And so you've embraced that lifestyle. A poor excuse for someone who's meant to uphold the law. Just the person you need to straighten someone out. He does. If you want someone who doesn't really play by the normal rules and ends up nothing like a productive member of society. Okay, crazy monkey. I guess destruction of police property is fine when it's these guys instead. He doesn't have such luscious hair. That's better than any court trial. I think they need a little more practice. I hope I haven't. Nice high five. Yeah, he's not really joining in with the. Why does he have underwear? Is there really anything to say about any of this? You found a new. Someone else to look up to here. A true master has arrived. He shouldn't have just pulled out in the middle of the street. Now he's got to pay for damaging. Property there. They seem a little more regimented and all, like, properly put together. He looks at. The white and gold looks alright. Must be hard to keep it clean though. And the fact that he forcefully puts his number in your phone. He seems like such a charming fellow. And what did he put himself as his name in the phone? Doesn't sound so much of a compliment. Although, if he's willing to take him off his hands. It hasn't really been enforced, that one rule. Impressive that he got such a clean cut from him facing the other direction. Well, there's the callback to Fawny, but what that exactly means. And is this just one big plan to get him on board? Yeah, and the Shinsegae is kind of fallen into a rut where they're kind of a laughing stock. Ah. Although there's not really a familial bond. I wish I didn't have that so clearly playing in my ears. The machine. He's he's really trying his best, isn't he? Is that true? He's going through quite the dilemma here. And the fact that he asks a better alternative to smoking. And is it just because he stood up for him before that he's now turned an entirely new leaf? Well, it's less a new leaf, more a completely different tree. I can understand why you would wear sunglasses. Yeah, but was the facial hair just drawn on before? And yet he still dresses the same. I think you might need to teach him the alphabet first. You're just picking a letter and finding something that goes along with it that's quite insulting. Depends what you're asking. I almost prefer the rapping. The fact that he managed to almost reform him. I guess the basketball from earlier is it wasn't just a one-off joke. That there is actually someone that he fears. And I guess just a way of making his half brother look at him slightly different, then that's a good enough motivation. I mean, you can think of something that's slightly more dangerous than just a thorn bush, but like, you get it. And now look at him, how he's reformed himself entirely. Although, if it wasn't for this kind of upbringing, do you really think half of the Shinsengumi members would be where they are? Or they'd be in a ditch? You and him are not so different. We're getting quite the backstory just plopped onto us, aren't we? How much misfortune can one person have by the age of 12? Ah. And that's when they unleash the demon. An eye for an eye. It's a good story. Whether or not it's entirely true. And the fact that Condor, when he actually needs to be, can be eloquent in telling these tales. Kind of standard motivation. No one wants to pass to him. He's not even being blocked or anything. This is the kind of basketball match that I know. And don't run away, I guess. Toshiro talking about the wall that you can't just ignore. I guess it's a kind of like a feel-good message. Not sure how I entirely feel about it though. Is it just going to pull off the whole fake out like Gintama has been known to do several times? This entire segment has just been another moment of Toshiro's daydream. And the alternate Shinzengumi people, it kind of set it up as some big pseudo-evil organization. So, unless he steps in to make sure that his half-brother really doesn't succeed. I like it. It's kinda giving you a hint, but nothing. That's the kind of teaser that you want. And the whole idea of there's someone that you need to discipline, but you can't use the Shinsegumi's tried and tested rule way of fear. It got resolved kind of easily. And now we all just going to ignore the fact that Kentucky was taken into custody. To be fair, it's a little too late. He should have been arrested long, long ago. And actually kind of was because he was in prison for a bit. After seeing some of that, all I can think now is is the final confrontation not going to be with swords or mean words, but a kind of Shinsengumi Space Jam? You can't have all these mentions to basketball and not do something with it. But if you want to set up a commonality between a couple of characters, and this is where your life could be headed down. I guess being compared to the Demon Vice Commander isn't so bad. Although for our bright-eyed, long-eyelashed little boy here, living up to that reputation and legend might be a little difficult. I just got a weird realisation that that's actually it for Gintama for the week. And so, if you enjoyed this and don't want your pockets full of curry, consider liking the video, maybe even subscribing if you want to make sure not to miss future ones. And if you want to have a rap battle down in the comments, go for it. But really, I'm kind of looking forward to what the future holds for these half-brothers. Get some rest, so you can see me there.